And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, up first here, we've got, you can see a small area here. That's a flood advisory that's out for the Kobuk River at Kobuk here in the Kobuk Valley. Flood advisory out until noon tomorrow for minor flooding of low-lying areas. And then also here, flood advisory right there for the Koyukuk River near Alakaki, something, I think you know the area. I butchered the name just there. Thought I had it down, but anyway, that flood advisory out until noon tomorrow as well. And then the whole yellow shaded area here is a flood watch for the entire basin of both the Kobuk and Koyukuk rivers, or river basins there. And that's out also until noontime tomorrow. And from there, looking at a wind advisory here, Fairbanks right there. And we got this portion of the Alaska Range there under the influence of a wind advisory that doesn't kick in until 4 p.m. Saturday, and that continues through Sunday and Sunday night for south winds gusting to 55 miles per hour. From there, looking at satellite imagery, we got a band of clouds here from the eastern Arctic coast down in toward the eastern North Gulf Coast, slowly moving eastward there, with areas of pretty good precipitation falling up over the Yukon Flats during the last 12 to 24 hours. Up there, Chalkyitzik, Fort Yukon, picking up anywhere from 2/3 of an inch to 8/10 of an inch of precipitation. Much lighter amounts down toward Northway and Tok and in toward the eastern Copper River Basin areas. A break coming across the area today here that extends up to the north. Next system, big low out here, strong low pressure area back in this area, pushing a front and heavy wind and rain into the Pribilof Islands with increasing wind and rain across the southwest coast into Bristol Bay this afternoon, down across the Alaska Peninsula. Winds gusting Pribilof Islands 60 to 70 miles per hour today, with that system pulling in with anywhere from 1.5 to 4 inches of rain falling at St. Paul and St. George during the day today. Otherwise, drier conditions, but still pretty gusty winds, a lot of showers and clouds for the Aleutians. Rolling that through again, you can see the main low center right through here, slowly drifting off to the northeast. We'll see for the forecast for tonight. It continues to move slowly east-northeastward, just west of St. Paul Island. The front here approaching the coast, moving over Nunivak Island after midnight tonight, with the warm front rains spreading into the Kuskokwim Valley toward morning, northward there across the entire Yukon Delta. Windy, wet conditions for the Alaska Peninsula. Chance of rain with some moisture sliding northward here. Reaches southern Kodiak Island, and a lot of wind and showers out over the Aleutians, diminishing out towards Chimay-Attu. High pressure here over the interior keeps it dry with mostly clear skies there from the northern valleys in across the north slope. Could be a few lingering rain and snow showers over the extreme northeast there, and then some hit and miss, more miss than hit showers here across the North Gulf Coast and possibly south central Alaska. Low clouds and fog over the inside waters and channels of the Panhandle, and also along the coast tonight. Otherwise, no change. Winds stay light. Tomorrow, after morning, low clouds and fog. Mostly sunny afternoon with high 60s to lower 70s for the southeast coast. Once again, in fact, that looks like it'll be also a repeat on Sunday. So a good weekend coming up there. Front moving in, weakening front, pushing eastwards, pushing surges of rain across south central Alaska tomorrow, with areas of rain also for the Kuskokwim Valley. A little more extensive here along the southwest coast and closer to this slow moving, slowly weakening low. Front holding together better up in this area, so rainfall will be heavier there for the Seward Peninsula, especially the south side. Very wet day coming up for Kobuk, back over toward Nome, White Mountain, Golovin, those areas spreading into the Kobuk Valley. Dry from the north slope in the Arctic coast, and gusty winds and diminishing showers for the central Aleutians. Winds really diminishing and becoming dry under high pressure out over the western Bering Sea. And then for Sunday, that high kind of shifts eastward here, so very nice conditions moving into the eastern Aleutians, Adak and Atka. Less, definitely probably a dry day with a lot less wind for the Pribilof Islands, maybe a few sun breaks there. This weakening low tracks into the Yukon Delta, and that slow moving front kind of hung up here. Better chance of rain over south central Alaska on Sunday than there will be tomorrow. A little bit more widespread areas of light rain pushing into the Prince William Sound area, extending up into the western Copper River Basin. Now we've got rain from the western North Slope all the way southward here into Bristol Bay. And again, some light rain for Kodiak Island. Next system just coming onto the chart there, and that will push eastward here with the low center, at least the way it looks at this point in time. Will stay south of the Adak-Atka area, but close enough to push some wind and rain into those areas, spreading in toward Unimak Island during the afternoon. To the north, high pressure, distinct lack of gradient out here, so very light winds from the Chukchi Sea all the way down to the Pribilof Islands, back out to the west, and pretty light winds over the interior as well, but looking for a lot of clouds, a lot of showers here. Driest in the east and wettest along this trough axis here from the central north slope down across the Kobuk western Koyukuk Valley. Periods of rain for the Kuskokwim Valley areas there. Low center right over the Resurrection Bay area, so mostly cloudy with some showers for south central Alaska. Periods of rain, Prince William Sound, North Gulf Coast to about Yakutat. And as I said, no change for the southeast coast with highs in the 60s to lower 70s again. Lows tonight, 30s for the northern part of the state, otherwise 40s to lower 50s elsewhere. And highs for tomorrow, upper 40s to lower 50s or mid 50s for the north slope to the Arctic coast. Highs in the 60s, warmest in the east, cooling into the 50s, out back to the west, mid 50s for the Pribilof Islands, and 65 to 70 for the Panhandle. Lows on Sunday morning, about the same, upper 30s to lower 40s. Brooks Range out to the coast, otherwise 40s to near 50 for the remainder of the state. Upper 40s to mid 50s for the southeast coast. And then the highs on Sunday afternoon, again looking at 70 to 75 over the southern Panhandle, in the 60s elsewhere there, near 60 for Kodiak Island, 55 to 60 with clouds and rain here south central Alaska, but into the mid 60s for the Fairbanks area, Eagle, Northway Tok, lower 60s for the Yukon Flats, upper 50s there for the eastern North Slope out to the Arctic coast, quite mild up that way. And for the extended outlook, still looking at much above normal temperatures here from the southeast interior down the Panhandle through the 15th of September. Cooling off out here to the west, falling below normal there from Togiak Bay all the way up to the western Arctic coast. Precipitation-wise, with the cooler temperatures, definitely drier here, below normal for the west coast. Kind of a switch from what we've seen with the higher precipitation in the east, also for the southeast coast, so kind of a reversal in conditions out here expected as we head toward the middle of the month.